Onto this story now. KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala has described Joseph Shabalala as a unique and brilliant artist. Shabalala, founder of singing group Ladysmith Black Mambazo, died yesterday after a long illness. Zikalala will lead a delegation that will visit the family home that's in due course. The Premier joins me in studio this morning as we continue to mourn this legend. Baba, good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thanks.
How should the nation remember Ubaba Umshengu?
Well, I think as a nation we should remember Ubaba Umshengu as one of those who were very instrumental in development of artists, especially in this genre of Iskatamia. The person who has always promoted his own cultures. So we should remember him in that sense, but he was also a unifier, because he will use music to try and unite the people. And even in areas where there would be conflict, he will come and try through music to preach the message of unity. We believe that he has done a lot. He established the Black Mambazo, and this year Black Mambazo will be turning 60 years. So that is quite a great contribution.
His wish before he passed was that there be a foundation of some sort in order to pass on what he will eventually leave behind. He's gone now. The efforts of the province to try and keep his legacy alive, I know that you're going to also be visiting the family home. When do you plan to do this?
We will be going to the family this week. We are in touch with the family. We have been meeting and visiting Ubaba Umshengu. Even last year we went there with the president. So we have been in touch with the family. We would want to sustain his legacy. And as KwaZulu-Natal government, we took a decision 2 years ago to build the academy, which will focus on cultural music, especially around the areas of Ladysmith, where he comes from. And we would want to sustain that proposal as part of celebrating 60 years of Black Mambazo. So we will be able to sustain his legacy going forward.
Premier, I can't not take this opportunity, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ambush you. But it would appear, Premier, that the former president, Jacob Zuma's warrant of arrest, which has been stayed in court, is causing some disquiet. We saw the provincial secretary in KZN coming out. Do you believe, as a province, that the former president is being vilified? If so, by who, for what end?
Well, look, all of us are of a view that, of course, the president, the former president, should have been given a fair treatment in this case. In this regard, we are saying that he has been cooperating, going to court, and whenever there are issues, he will go there. But just for one day, with a sick note presented, they just issue a warrant of arrest. We think that was uncalled for, and it was undermining him as a person, but it has, to a certain extent, created some sense of instability in the province. And therefore, we believe that the court was, to a certain extent, unfair in issuing that. We will continue to support former President Zuma, and we will be there on the 6th, as he will be going there. We will be there to support him.
Does that mean, Premier, that you support the statements, therefore, that have since followed, that this is a make or break by a grouping that has formed itself? This is a make or break time in order not just to defend the former President Zuma, but also, in their words, to save the soul of the ANC. What's the soul of the ANC being saved from?
Save the soul of the ANC from who? That is the other issue. I don't think we should put all issues together. These are separate issues. If there are issues about the state of the ANC, or the manner in which the ANC is doing things, that must be discussed in proper platforms. There are internal platforms of the ANC where we discuss issues. As members of the ANC, we all understand that. So that statement does not resonate with what we stand for as the ANC provincial leadership. But what we are saying, the issues facing the former president of the Republic needs to be handled in a manner that also accord his own stature.
Finally, Premier, you came out very strongly last week at the announcement that SAA was going to cut routes to Durban and various other provinces. Where are things now? Are there discussions that are going on inside the party or at government level to try and perhaps reverse as the statement of the Public Enterprises Ministry?
We are in touch with the department under the leadership of Minister Pravin Gordhan. We would want to have a meeting with them. They've promised that we'll meet soon, and we are very firm on what we are saying. We don't believe that the route between Johannesburg and Durban is so costly and unaffordable for the airline. But secondly, we want to know what informed this decision. From where we stand, KZN is the second after Cape Town as a route that is domestically viable. But it is also a feeder to the national airlines. KZN, the route between Durban and Johannesburg, annually, about 2.5 million people fly from Johannesburg to Durban. So this is not just an issue that we can leave like that, and we'll still be pursuing it with the minister.
Premier, we thank you very much for your time and your continued visit to our province.
Thank you, and thanks a lot for having us in your program.
Thank you very much. Sihle Zikalala, he's the Premier.